Hey Karen, how are you? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I won't read our I'm not put together this morning, okay? I didn't do anything with my hair. So y'all bear with me. It's been a couple of days of go, 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 go. So, you know. But how you doing, sister? So let's do our affirmations this morning. Afternoon for most of y'all, probably, but we're gonna get into it. Okay, we'll wait for you guys to come in. Hey Denise, hey Sparkle, hey. Tell it, y'all, like straight up itch. Hey Asila, how are you, sister? So you guys, as you come in, I want to give y'all some great news. Okay, like where y'all been? What y'all? I have had an experience over the past 48 hours, and I want to share some stuff with you guys as well as our meeting today. Okay. Um, hey, Trisha. What's that, Mama Pamela? Okay. No problem. Have a great day, Mama. So, I want to, I'm just scratching my neck. That's what what's the name is that? A seagull. I am just like in a space, you probably can hear it in the tone in my voice. I'm so, um, I should have combed my hair. I'm really sorry, y'all. I'm so content with some things that are transpiring for the growth of the foundation. I'm excited about that, and you have to be mindful of some things that you share when it comes to the internet. But for those of you all that have been here and been, how do I want to say, like praying for the growth, praying for um, just my vision, all that good stuff, I want to be able to come and share a couple of things with y'all about that. So that's what I'm going to do. This is not my hair. This is not my hair, sister. You see that? This is, but thank you. It is constantly growing when you go purchase it at the beauty supply. Happy Saturday, Carol. Hey, Emily. Hey, Bridget. Hey, Nia. Hey, good afternoon, Kimberly. So let's do affirmations. Come on in. I know some of y'all then got your Saturday started, or you may be chilling, whatever the case may be. We're going to do this together. I appreciate you being here, for choosing this as your destination, for tuning in when you didn't have to, for being a part of today's inspiration. Just in case you're wondering, yes, I feel your anticipation. I am just as excited as you are about today's affirmations. I need you all to listen and hear me when I say we are all truly blessed to be here. What a way to continue your day. Okay? So, if you hear my washer, my apologies. I think the kid might have put something in there that it's hell. I should have combed my hair. I'm sorry. I really am. Because I feel like that's tacky. But my forehead glowing from that Nevaeh's winter though. Ooh. Anyway, okay, let's get it. Let's get it. Hello, hello, hello. Hey Sheila. It looks very natural. Really? Yeah, it's not mine. It was curled up, and then I just went to bed and didn't care. So, but it's not mine. We got it from the local beauty supply. Your local beauty supply, and it's not an expensive hair. It's a very, very, very bargain brand. Yo, Monoras. Hey, stop. What is your problem? So, I want to tell y'all about the doors that are opening, okay? Thank you, Denise. Thank you so much. Thank you, Karen. Hey, Lavonda, and thank you for sharing. All right, so um, I want to tell y'all about the growth. I want to tell y'all about everybody that's doing the cookie dough fundraiser. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for your support, where you're sharing it, who you're sharing it with, and all that other good stuff. I really, really appreciate it. And I want to get down to some things with you guys before leading up to the meeting we're going to have today and beyond. Okay. So, people that plan to, I know Annette is one. Can somebody tag Nana Pat? Can somebody tag? It's a couple of other people because when we have our meeting today, I'm going to be explaining to you. I'm going to be explaining to you a couple of things of what to expect for us for what we're doing. We are going into the grant writing phase, okay? And so I'm sharing a little bit because that's what I feel led to do. Okay. That's just what I feel led to do. And I've been praying about it. Lord, I got people that really support the RoAsia Foundation. There's a handful of people that really support. How can I talk to them in a way where I don't still allow it to be a testimony? You know what I'm saying? As we go throughout it. Because for me, what I'm doing and y'all showing up to be a part of it, you're witnessing. Those of you that have hands on in the help, and those of you who are here to witness support from a distance, however it may be. So I sit here and it's all juggled up in my head, but I don't want to give too much at one time. Okay? Good. What is going on? Y'all still here? Hey, everybody. Just let me know you still here. All right. That don't make no sense. But we gonna go ahead. As I stated. All right. I see you. So, hey, everybody. You came over to YouTube. All right. All right. All right. I see you. So, um, I want to give you, like, for the most part, there are people as we go through things, challenges that we face in life, things that you may aspire to do, whatever the case may be. Anywhere where you're trying to achieve something, you're trying to build something, you tend to lean more towards people that are building things that have made it to a certain level, and it's almost like inspiration. You tend to be inspired by people who are doing things in a sense of maybe the same thing that you're trying to do, or maybe the method that they take, whatever the case may be. People that are pushing towards something. Okay. So in a space like that, you kind of like, some people will tend to look at you as boasting. Some people do not care and present themselves in any kind of way. Then you have those that manipulate situations for whatever reason, to benefit them, to benefit somebody else, whatever the case may be. So I tend to think, K Tanya, the first day that we did the actual live with Robin, when we started RoAsia, and these dogs getting on my nerves and all that. So if we're going to fast forward a little bit, we started with what we wanted to do, right? And then and started what we wanted to do. We didn't just sit and wait for it to happen. So when you have a vision, especially a vision where you're going to be a service person, almost like when I think of sickle cell disease, I think of it in all over a global situation, not just right here. It's global. So when I think of the foundation, I think of it on a level of almost like missionary type of work. I was talking about this yesterday. And so this has become my priority, to really, really build and to really, really create change. But we could talk about it. My whole point in saying all that is to say this: we can talk about so many different things that you want to do in life. And there are going to be times where it seems like everything is just flowing perfectly. You got a good lineup of support behind you, because no matter what anybody says, everybody needs a support system, especially in something that they're change and then change for better. Spiritually, you're going to always go through. People that are spiritual, they're gonna go through. People that don't care, they just don't care. If that makes any sense, okay? So you have to have a strong support system behind you, because you're gonna go through all kinds of stuff. Right? Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Hey, 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 Tanya. Hey, Barbara. Hey, Rochelle. So you go from where you start at, and we could talk, but doing nothing is not going to change anything. So when I think about it like that, then it makes me think about how, the people that we've lost just since we started the page. And then how many times since we started the page, how my sister been in the hospital, how many people that we have. For me, it's time to reach further, right? In order to grow, you got to expand. In order for expansion, something has to move. When you use your rubber band, when you first buy a hair tie, hey Kelly, hey Tracy, when you first buy a hair tie and you first put it on, it's real tight. But the more you use it, it expand. If you don't do nothing, that same hair tie, I don't care if it's a rubber band stretch too. It's going to stretch as long as you keep some movement in it. So if you apply that to what you building, and then sometimes rubber bands break because you put too much on it. You just stress and stress and stress till you couldn't stretch no more, and it broke. So since the beginning, I'm like, okay, the expansion has to come in some kind of way. Um, I reached out to a facility, and this is my goal. This is part of the grant process. This is part of everything. So when you guys haven't seen me, it's not anymore because, oh, I just ain't want to come on. You haven't seen me because I am busy. I don't just put the camera on me all the time. I'm busy. I'm working on something. There's work that has to be done in order for expansion. I can't just leave my rubber band sitting on the dresser. Okay. Hey, Stacy, Big Mama, coming to the scene. On. I can't do that. So, uh, something as simple as thermometers. All right. I spoke with the sickle cell facility, one of the nurses. So the foundation is here in support of families, not just in the United States, not just on the West Coast, not just on the East Coast, it's everywhere. But in order to do that, you have to raise money. You have to get sponsors. You have to raise money. You have to get grant writers. None of this in a nonprofit is free. The benefit of it for you is that in the beginning, you may get a discounted rate at something, or you don't have to pay taxes on something, but nothing is free. So in something that you don't start and to generate funds, this is not a for-profit. So I have to do everything to get everything done to be of service to people globally. So that's a lot. And that's a lot when you have other things that you're doing. So this has become my priority, right? So as something as simple as thermometers, okay? I want you to hear me. You go buy a thermometer at the dollar store, Family Dollar, Walgreens, CVS. You could buy a thermometer. A lack of thermometers, just blankets for the kids to how you call it, just stay warm. Care packages. This is a whole facility, and because of the lack of support, they're not treated on that level of illness. They don't get the options for the Make-A-Wish Foundation anymore. They don't get any more what my sister got when she was little. If you're in a hospital, some of these kids are in hospitals for months. The hospital becomes their second home. So can you imagine for a kid that loves Disney World, just seeing it on the television? Mama can't afford it. Mother may be a single parent. It may be a two-family household, but they probably just live in check to check. It exists despite what you see on the internet because people like to flash. So imagine that, or a single parent for that matter. Between the time you spend off of work for being there for your child and still making ends meet at home, where you gonna get the money from? So they don't get these options anymore. They don't get the Christmas toy drive anymore. So I sat on the phone with this sister and I said that I did not start the foundation to not do anything. I didn't start it to just say I did something. I started it to carry it on, not even to completion, because when I'm no longer here, it still will live on, right? So I was kind of like, wow, we see all kinds of support in other areas, but we don't see it in sickle cell warriors. That gotta change. So the RoAsia Foundation has teamed up with this particular facility, and we're going to provide. Because see, when doors open, don't think because the door open, you still ain't got to do no work. Some people think when the door opens, they just walk on through and just smooth sailing. Every door that's open is work to do in it. So after contacting to set up everything for the grant writer and then making sure we have our meeting today and then going to the support my breast cancer warriors for the walk and then figuring out the plans for next year's fashion show. It's a constant. Nonprofits have to constantly do things to raise funds. So in order for me to create the type of awareness and support and love and stretch thermometers, that's what they lack. I just can't get that thought out of my head. For temperatures at a facility now. Anyway, so the RoAsia Foundation is committed to bless 5 families at the hospital for Thanksgiving dinner. And the RoAsia Foundation is going to provide care packages to patients. The RoAsia Foundation is going to also do the toy drive for this particular facility this year and beyond. Okay. There's a lack of support in transportation. Now we're talking about a facility that at one point it was a little bit better, but it's almost as if sickle cell disease is non-existent. It's like it's in a box and everything else is on the other side. So I do appreciate you all that are doing the cookie dough fundraiser. I'm going to tell you why it's so important. Again, nothing is free. You have to raise the funds for the grant writer. Okay? And then it's a constant thing that they do. So what I have to do, continue to find ways to raise money. So when I say I appreciate you, I do. And this is why I literally prayed about what I want you all that show up, that support the foundation. Some of you all do weekly, monthly, just automatic donations. Some of you all, no matter what I put out here, you go and you support it in some kind of way. I really have to say thank you, because this means a lot to me. It really does. And if all I can do before I'm no longer down here on what we call earth, if all I can do is change a handful of lives, if all I can do is put a handful of smiles, if all I can do is show a unconditional love to a handful of people, then damn it, I'm gonna do it. So I thank you. Because when doors open does not mean that you don't have to work harder. Every door that opens for me, I've had to work harder. I've had to focus more. Because every door that opened, it came with a new challenge. And a lot of times when evil spirits, wherever it may come from, even self-doubt in yourself, is good and bad. Let's just face it. When you are strong in areas where you can't be touched, there are areas where you may be a little weak, and that's where you will get tried. And that's when you know you got to have a that's where that support system comes in. You got somebody that's gonna be like, okay, we're going to get through this. We're not going to go here. We're going to go there. There's got to be a person that cares about you and cares about what you're doing just as much as you do. It's got to be someone that connects with you, that they will call you in the middle of the night and say, yo, I had a thought. This is what you should do. Yo, don't do. And you have to be able to be receptive to at least hear them. Because the ultimate opposite of good is bad. So when you're trying to create change in a better way, in a positive way, in a way that's going to help people, do you really think that you won't be attacked? You will be attacked more than you ever could imagine. But how are you going to handle it? And when I say attack, it ain't always by people. Life will throw 101 things at you at one time, and it'll put a pause on what you're trying to build. So some of you all that haven't gotten to where you want to be yet is because it ain't time. It's really, really not time. And as I progress in the things that I'm doing and what I'm building and what I'm growing, it makes me say, I asked Papa Bear the other day, I was sitting, I was waiting. I said, I'm impatient. You hear me now? When you can point out things that are wrong with you, or areas where you may lack, then I truly believe that is when you have to say, yo, I need help, Lord. Whoever you pray to, I need help in this area, because impatience is not a good thing, right? And he was like, yeah, yeah. So in that instant, I was like, Lord, please help me. Help me with my patience with people, especially people that I care about. People that I care about and that I love. I really want to have a patience with them. And it takes me back to God's love is patient, it's kind, all these different things. So work on me and my impatience, because I really, really am. So the goal is I'm going to be speaking with, they're going to choose the 5 families. And to be able to, hey, everybody, come in. I'm so sorry. I was trying to explain. Are y'all here? Y'all with me? Y'all hear me? Hey, Shannon. Hey, Pamela. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Mika Lioness. Thank you, Irma. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Sister Reggie. Hey, Shaquanya. Y'all here with me? Are y'all following me, or y'all just let me talk? But honestly, when doors open, there's more work to do. So you want to make sure as you move forward and everything that you have going on, that you have a good, okay, thank you, Carol. So you want to make sure that you should be able to speak out how you feel throughout a process of anything. I want to say for me this time around, I'm not creating barriers. This is not my season of boundaries to make. This is I'm in a space of ownership, and I will not allow myself to be attached to anyone that lacks ownership. If you look up the definition of ownership, accountability, all them other good words fall under that. So I'm not in a season of boundaries. I've already passed that. I've set my boundaries already, period. So I'm in a space of ownership within myself. First, it start with you. Then you gotta apply it to other. If you can't own nothing you do, nothing you say, if it's just so out of whack, you so out of touch with you, you're not gonna know how to stand firm in that with other people, and you can't call that out in other people if you're not even owning it in yourself. So a lot of people choose not to point things because they know what they point at. They got to start within them first. So anyway, hey Patricia, hey Lydia. So I'm in a space of ownership. I don't want to have any attachments to anyone that lacks that, because if that's where I'm at, then and people around me are that way, they're gonna be able to cover myself even when I don't, because you don't see everything. No matter what you think, you don't see everything. And I'm talking about no matter where it comes from. And something tragic happen in your life, an emergency come up, you have a lack of some whatever it may be. You find out something wrong with you, something happened to one of your children, your parents sick. It's life. Things happen to people. You have to have a sense of ownership and be around people that is not going to allow you to slack nor lack. You cannot prevent me from slacking or lacking if you carry the same attributes that I'm trying to make sure I don't attach to. It's not going to work. Okay? So when I say I thank you, Carol, I really mean that. Because where I'm going, I have to really, really practice patience, not allow my empathy to shift to sympathy, because then it'll turn into anger. It saddens me that there's a lack of help. So knowing that it saddens me, I'm like, okay, what I'm gonna do about it? I'm doing this to myself. Okay, you sad about it. Now what you gonna do about it? Some people are so materialistic that it blows my mind. When if you were stripped from everything that you have, how would you even survive? There are people that are so used to getting things handed to them that if that extension was taken away, they don't know what they would do. I'm not one of them. I just carry myself in a way where none of that bothers me. Material things don't bother me, none of that. And it doesn't. If I can extend and change your life, I'd rather change your life than to buy a bag. Excuse me. Okay? That's just me. So, as these doors open for me, there's more work required for me to do, and I'm going to do it. And for those of you that are here to extend support in any kind to the RoAsia Foundation, I just thank you. Okay? Because I don't know, one thing I don't know for sure is why we're not at 10K again. We were just at 10K. So that's why y'all don't see the videos and stuff no more. So growing the page will be great. But in the meantime, I got to do something. You understand what I'm saying? Hello, Yvette, Margaret. Thank you, Patricia. Just thank you. Hey, hey, hey. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, bro. I see you over there. I see you on both. How you doing, Eric? Covering you talks about him 360. You know what it is. Good afternoon, Diane. So you guys, I was on that's why I was not really on for the past 2 days. So I'm gonna hurry up and wrap this up. I've been on with y'all long enough already. I don't want to take up too much of your time on a Saturday, and I came on late. So the goal is 5 families. That's what's going to happen. To provide as much assistance as we can. As the foundation grows, I'm talking about outside of this, as it grows, the plan is to extend globally. So the upcoming fashion show, we're gonna have, hello Gail, how are you? We're gonna have, so we're gonna do the 5 dinners. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. This is ridiculous. Ooh, let me hurry up. Okay. It don't. So let me get through with y'all so I can get off of here. I can't deal with the internet today. Not in this sense. Okay. So our meeting is today at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock Central Standard Time. Those of you that are going to help in this area. Okay. What I don't need is a lot of, I'm not going to search for anyone for a meeting either. I'm not going to do that. 1 second. Okay. No, if you're on Eastern, that's 6 p.m. for you, Lydia. That's 6 p.m. if you're on Eastern. Okay. So I'm going to play the affirmations for you guys. I will keep you updated on what's to come, but that's what I wanted to share with you all, the process of the grant writing and the partnership for RoAsia with this facility. This is where we're starting to sow very much so into actual sickle cell warriors, sickle cell patients, and families. So I am excited about that. I really am. I didn't even read the prayer. Let me read it. I was too busy talking to tell y'all what was going on. God reduced your circle because he heard conversations you didn't. Mm, 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 mm. All right, that's not the prayer though. Let me read it. The prayer for today was Peter 1, 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 15 and 16, and it reads, "But just as he who called you is holy, so be holy in all you do, for it is written, be holy because I am holy." That's what it says. All right. Whew. Whew. So we're going to go into the affirmations. For everyone that's here for it, the fashion show will be next year, September the 5th, I believe, which is a Saturday. It will be at the event will be at the same place as the hotel. So for those of you that will be attending, everything will be a one-stop shop. Okay? And then we'll go into the affirmations. Our second annual, is going to be done decent and in order. No one will be involved no one will be on the committee that is not really pushing for a successful event. If people begin to slack, I will just politely come to them and say, you know what, never mind. You just sit on back now. You sit on back and you just wait to see the event. We are going with a theme this year, not scenes, just the event. Okay. There's already in line we're already working on it. So this is what I mean. Like if I'm already coming with some different options, if you all know people in Chicago that have different boutiques, if you know people that wouldn't mind traveling in support of to Chicago, all this would be great. But what I'm not going to do is babysit adults. I'm not going to do it. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. If you come in and you say, okay, I can be responsible for contacting the Cook County Hospital, contacting Red Cross, contacting, if you can say that, contacting UIC to see if they was, if you can do all that, don't come at me when it comes time to the next meeting. And I'm like, okay, did you talk to anybody? And you be looking at me on the Zoom like I'm dumb. Because in that moment, I'm going to say, you know what, maybe it's just best for you to sit back and just wait for the event. That's how I mean when I say ownership. Because if I'm working on it, I expect the same thing from everybody else. This is not anything forceful. This is like raise your hand if you're sure. So you raise your hand. If you wasn't sure, you shouldn't have raised your hand now. Okay? And we're not going to wait until 6 months in for people to be saying, oh, I just can't. Nah, that will be established in the beginning. And if you cannot be responsible for it, don't put your name on it. And if you just come into the Zoom meetings to be nosy and you ain't doing nothing, you won't be back either. Because I'm not playing with anyone. I'm in the process of change. Okay? Change and growth. Because doors are opening and it's work to do. I don't know about nobody else. I can only be accountable for myself. But you're not going to stand in my space and play with me and what's going on either. It's just not going to happen. So let's listen to our affirmations. No, this is not the meeting, sister. It is undefeated. I need this. I need this in my life. Hold on. Hold on, y'all, 1 second. Uh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. I want to make sure I'm signed in to the right one. No, this is not the meeting, sister.
So this morning, I want to confirm with you that it's your turn. It's your turn to excel. It's your turn for opportunities. It's your turn to make some major moves. In fact, the Lord says it's always been your turn. Not only is it your turn, but it's your time, meaning that you were created for such a time as this to take advantage of the turn that's about to be given to you. God's about to open up some major opportunities and doors to you. And you got to take your opportunity and you got to strive. And for so long, the enemy's been fighting you from coming forth, fighting you from stepping out. But I prophesy over you right now that as of today, it's your turn. If you agree with his word, I need to type, come forth. So this morning, I want to confirm with you that it's your turn. It's your turn to excel. It's your turn for opportunities. It's your turn to make some major moves. In fact, the Lord says it's always been your turn. Not only is it your turn, but it's your time, meaning that you were created for such a time as this to take advantage of the turn that's about to be given to you. God's about to open up some major opportunities and doors to you. And you got to take your opportunity and you got to strive. And for so long, the enemy's been fighting you from coming forth, fighting you from stepping out. But I prophesy over you right now that as of today, it's your turn. If you agree with his word, I need to type, come forth. Let's do it quickly.
This joy that I have, bro, the world didn't give it. And the world, Michael, can't take it away. This is why your coworkers and your cousins don't know what to do with you. They know what you're going through, and they also know the stuff you've lost. Yet when they see you, no face, your face don't look like what you're going through, because that wasn't the source of my satisfaction. That's for 3 of y'all who going through something right now. But you woke up this morning, wiped the crust out your eye, got the steak out your breath, put your hair on, put your clothes on. Matter of fact, you ain't feel like getting dressed. Your shirt wrinkled right now. But you said, I'm going to go to church because you are the source of my strength, the strength of my life. I lift my...
You are the source of my strength.
What's the source? So if this is your first time, I try my best to preach to everybody in the room, okay? So if I don't close this $1 million deal, am I depressed? Or can I thank God that he brought me that close to it? If we start fussing a lot, am I now depressed? Or can I say, God, I know this is just a momentary season. Hear me. If I don't start this week, and I got to stand on the sideline and watch somebody else score a touchdown that I feel should have been mine, do I now become a hater and speak negative? Or can I say, God, I'm thankful I'm on a team that's winning? See, when stuff becomes your source, that source becomes your idol. And whatever you put in God's position becomes God's opposition. Did you hear what I just said? Whatever you put in God's position becomes his opposition. Make that make sense? If you put something before God, it makes God fight it. And you wondering why it won't live. Because you got it trying to fight something that don't lose. If you don't clap for what I just said, me and you gonna be in opposition. Sometimes your relationship broke because you put that woman before God. You put that man before God. You put that job before God. You put the bag before God. But this year, nothing is going in between me and my relationship. This joy that I have, bro, the world didn't give it. And the world, Michael, can't take it away. This is why your coworkers and your cousins don't know what to do with you. Because they know what you're going through. And they also know the stuff you've lost. Yet when they see you, no face, your face don't look like what you're going through. Because that was the source of my satisfaction. That's for 3 of y'all who going through something right now. But you woke up this morning, wiped the crust out your eye, got the steak out your breath, put your hair on, put your clothes on. Matter of fact, you ain't feel like getting dressed. Your shirt wrinkled right now. But you said, I'm going to go to church because you are the source of my strength.
He said your shirt wrinkled right now.
What's your source? Okay, what's your source? So if this is your first time, I try my best to preach to everybody in the room. Okay, so if I don't close this $1 million deal, am I depressed? Or can I thank God that he brought me that close to it? If we start fussing a lot, am I now depressed? Or can I say, God, I know this is just a momentary season. Hear me? If I don't start this week, and I got to stand on the sideline and watch somebody else score a touchdown that I feel should have been mine, do I now become a hater and speak negative? Or can I say, God, I'm thankful I'm on a team that's winning? See, when stuff becomes your source, that source becomes your idol. And whatever you put in God's position becomes God's opposition. Did you hear what I just said? Whatever you put in God's position becomes his opposition.
Baby.
If you put something before God, it makes God fight it. And you wondering why it won't live. Because you got it trying to fight something that don't lose.
God ain't never losing.
If you don't clap for what I just said, me and you gonna be in opposition. Sometimes your relationship broke because you put that woman before God. You put that man before God. You put that job before God. You put the bag before God. But this year, nothing is going in between me and my relationship. I don't want it.
Nothing.
The upgrade is upon you. That's it. You've been through so much that you have to be up. You know how they say you've been down for so long, there's nowhere else to go but up? That's kind of the story that we're talking about here. You're in a season now where you cannot fail because you failed before. Now you're in a season where God is going to upgrade you. One thing after another after another. Last night, I saw 3 people and they were weighing the odds on what they were about to do for you and how they were about to do it. One wasn't really like, and the other 2 were dead set on what they are about to do for you. God is sending in the cavalry because sometimes you need a leg up because you can't get there on your own. That's why it says that God will make your enemies your footstool. A footstool is used to give you access to something that you did not have before. So even the demonic attacks that came against you with the enemies are going to help thrust you into the next one because it's going to help you get to the next level because of how they're talking about you. But God is saying he's sending in the help differently. People that mean you well and want to see you go to the next level. Your upgrade is upon you because of how you've been faithful and consistent and diligent in the season when you were down and you ran to God again and again and again. You didn't even really complain about your situation because what can man do for you that God cannot? So you went to God over and over and over and over again. And God says, I got to bless them. I have to bless them. I have to open up the windows of heaven and pour out blessings that they could not even fathom.
The blessings are upon you because of how you waited when it wasn't your turn and how you cheered on other people when it wasn't your turn. You didn't get envious. You didn't get spiteful. You didn't get malicious. You started cheering them on because you knew that God was in the building. And because God was in the building, you knew that your time was coming. And now your time is now. And you're about to take off. You're about to take off. You're about to have wingspans like eagles. And you ain't on the ground dealing with snakes and chickens and all that stuff. You're about to be soaring so high that they're going to say they used to know you. You know how you have family members and friends when you get up there in that status and like, oh, I knew them, pulling up pictures when you was in your diaper. But when you had nothing, they didn't know you. You're about to have that kind of notoriety. God is about to put you on pedestals and levels that they cannot reach and they're not accessible to. So they have to tell people how they once knew you. Your upgrade is happening. Your upgrade is now. Receive this message.
Today's prayer, 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 15 and 16. But just as he who called you is holy, so be holy in all you do. For it is written, be holy, because I am holy. I love y'all. The meeting is today at 5 p.m. Those of you who have volunteered, I think Pauline should have y'all emails. That one, I'm gonna have to listen to that one a couple of times for myself. Yeah, I'm taking that one right there for myself. I promise you, I really, really am. So, yeah, I'll see y'all at 5. Not here, but we'll get together at 5 for the Zoom. All right, everybody. All right. Enjoy your Saturday. See y'all at 5. These lashes, honey, I'm trying. Y'all know what it is. See y'all at 5, okay? Bye, guys.